Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Who owns your or our children? Well, the answer used to be clear-cut and very simple. The parents, of course. Well, recent actions or recent past, I would say 15 years, actions after actions taken by certain institutions prove that you have, as a parent, possibly less and less something to say about your child. And that is very concerning. I really foresee that, I would say near future, and I will leave that in months, there will be a very big and dangerous confrontation between parents and law enforcement. This is what I foresee happening, the way I see things going now. Unfortunately, all this conflict is misguided, because the source of this conflict is neither the parents nor the law enforcement. The guys who create this situation, they're somewhere else. The thing is, the law enforcement is doing its job based on the rules and regulations made by those guys for your children and your family. And when you will try to claim, how should I put it, ownership of your children, the law enforcement will have to enforce the law, or better put, the requirements of certain kind of mandates and whatever policies they have. So I have here an article that maybe you're familiar with what happened in Arizona. There was a school lockdown because someone said that someone else might have gotten or someone was seen with a weapon on the property and the premises of the school. Therefore, the school, proceeded in locking down the school and following its procedures. Now, parents showed up and they tried to enter into the premises and save their children because the children are theirs. Guess what happened? The law enforcement prevented them to get in and got in a scuffle with some and tased, I think, one or two, and arrested about 3 parents for trying to save their children from whatever was happening over there. Obviously, that proved kind of like who has control of your child, or at least at that time. And let's get the article and get into it deep. So this article comes from USA Today. You find it in other outlets as well. From August 14, 2022. Arizona parents arrested, tased, trying to get on campus to protect kids during school lockdown. So Phoenix, 3 Arizona parents were arrested Friday after scuffling with law enforcement as they tried to get into an elementary school to pick up and protect their children during a school lockdown, police said. Now, Thompson Ranch Elementary School in the Phoenix suburb of El Mirage was locked down for about an hour Friday morning after someone reported saw a man with a gun near the school, the El Mirage Police Department said. Authorities said that the school was later cleared and the suspect, who was arrested by police, never gained access to campus. But during the lockdown and before students and teachers could be evacuated, parents started showing up. Police said the group of parents got notification for their children inside the school. 3 parents, one of whom had a firearm, was arrested on campus. El Mirage Police Lieutenant Jimmy Chavez said during a news conference Friday afternoon. Chavez said the 3 parents became confrontational towards police, law and order, and officers used a stun gun on 2 of the individuals. I would have hoped they used the same kind of force with those guys who rioted in Minnesota, and for those guys who broke into all kind of houses and broken businesses. I would have hoped they use the same tough measures, which they didn't. So thank you very much. See how we are looking at the law enforcement in a negative way, for instance, because you compare how they reacted to these parents trying to save their kids and how they didn't react to those thugs destroyed property, and people were killed and injured during those riots. One of the parents was taken to hospital, Chavez said. He said several parents outside the school expressed frustration during the incident and want to get into the building to protect their children. It's my child, my boy. Get out of my way, right? That's how they thought. Well, and now we have a weasel. And this weasel is like this. During lockdown, it's very important that parents understand that nobody will be allowed on campus, Chavez said. Several parents continued with their agitation. They had made several statements that they were going to come on campus and help protect their kids. Do you expect something else? As a parent, I understand that philosophy. However, there are procedures law enforcement and school are following. Let me tell you how is the procedure and how are these things with the procedures and what was the other one? Philosophy, and then procedures law enforcement and school are following. Okay, the procedures. This is the way with the procedure. Your goal is to protect somebody. Now, I don't care if you follow the procedure or not and you check down and cover your ass because you follow the per policy. I care only about the result. All right? Well, you can say, well, that's the main thing. You are over there to make sure that nothing happened. Your procedures could be, we wait 15 minutes to make sure that we don't hear any gunshots. No, the procedure. You know what I mean? So these kind of policies that are meant to avoid suing someone else, but in the meantime, let's say, what I'm trying to say is this. If everybody would have been happy, and not happy, but okay, if the procedure was followed and everything okay, and the procedure was followed, and in the school, the outcome seemed to be like, the procedure was more important than the outcome in the school. And that gets me again to that movie that I never watched. I watched only parts of it, with Batman and the Joker. So many deep things were said by the Joker, because in the United States you kind of have to make the crazy guy saying certain things, because if you make the normal guy, they will not let the movie go around, because there are all kind of limitations. So you have to make a crazy guy or a joker or someone making jokes but saying actual real things. So the Joker said in one of the scenes over there that if everything goes according to plan, nobody panics. Nobody panics. But if something, destroys the plan, everybody panics, because the plan became more important than the whole thing that the plan was created for. You know what I'm trying to go with this, right? So the same, I'll give you this analogy with a doctor, with a surgery. There's let's say one of your siblings or some of your relatives are in the hospital, they undergo a surgery, and then you wait in the hospital, right, for the doctor to show up after the surgery. He comes out, he takes his latex gloves, whatever, and says, guys, the surgery was successful, everything was perfect, but your relative died. Everything was perfect. We followed all the procedures. Everything was great. The music was the one that we kind of like samba on it. Everything was great. But the outcome was, all right, so I say, yeah, man, good job, man. You're professional, great. I don't care. All I want is my relative to be surviving, and whatever the problem was to be solved. I don't care about your policy if you didn't wear gloves or not. I don't care. I don't care if you had sex or not per policy before the surgery. I don't care. But I'm trying to say that these guys are putting the policy as the pedestal, the main thing, and the rest, they take their time. And whatever the outcome, well, did we follow that? Why? Yeah, we followed it. When it happened, everything was followed per policy, and the outcome was unfortunate. That happened in many, many, many departments and many institutions where the policies are more important than the really the goal, the reason why that institution is there. The policy is more important. Everybody panics if something, hey, you violated the policy. Yeah, but look how much I saved. Look how much. No, the policy. And they write you up. Because the policy was, you fucked up the policy, man. You can't do that. Even if that saved the company this or that. No, you broke the policy, you get punished. So yeah, and I foresee that the parents will not give about the policy, and they will get in a scuffle with the law enforcement because they have to follow the policy. And I hope it doesn't happen, but the way I see going, who owns their children? The children were hostages of the school. That's how I see it. And they were following their policy. And who was over there in the school? Maybe one guy maybe with a gun, and some, who else? Some teachers running like chickens without heads. And I'm outside. I'm better than all those guys over there. But I have to stay per policy and wait. And the law enforcement has to follow the policy. Wait. Anybody shooting yet? No. Okay, we got to give you 10 more minutes. Per policy, 10 more minutes. Jesus Christ. You'll see. You'll see. There will be some impatient parents one day, and they will create problems, unfortunately. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.